Hi Sagittarius, this is your mid-April 2019 reading. Sagittarius, we have a fire season going on right now, and that is a season that jives in well for you. This is a season of passions. This is a season of taking first steps. This is a season of taking a few risks on yourself. But what is most important this month that is happening is that Saturn and Pluto are both meeting South Node for the first time ever since 15th century. What happened in 15th century when that happened last was a Protestant revolution, and that started the split of the churches. That was the beginning of removal of an old structure, an old way of being, the old set of rules by which we were running our lives. And that kind of evolution we'll see over the next couple of months, all the way till 12th of January 2020, when Saturn and Pluto come together and start a new cycle, a new way of being, a new set of rules by which we govern our life. What's happening right now is that Pluto is essentially going below the surface. We are unlocking the things that we need to see right now in order to revolutionize the way we make money. Because Pluto and Saturn and South Node, they're all coming together in your house of material resources. This is a cycle of getting your rightful share of worldly resources, the financial security that you deserve, the kind of talents that you deserve, the intensity by which you're going after it is going to be rewarded. But there is something in our road which is blocking the progress, which is blocking the speed of the progress that you deserve. So Pluto works by essentially getting to the core of things, and it removes the negative pattern. It removes the things in our way which are not letting us go to the next level of growth. And this is not limited to the surface. This is not limited to the material abundance. This is not limited to the fact that you currently have the impetus, you currently have the passion, you currently have the energy to go after the resources you deserve, but it goes below the surface, another level down, deeper than that, and it goes to our motivation, it goes to our values, it goes to our self-worth, it goes to give a rebirth to your sense of worth and self-trust, because it earns you power which is more longer lasting. Along with Saturn, it is creating a new financial destiny for you, which is going to last longer than anything else, because Saturn comes in our house of resources and prosperity once in 30 years, and it creates the patterns, it creates the blueprint of a new financial destiny, which is based on authentic values, which is based on self-worth, which is stronger, a self-image which is stronger. Success becomes more than just rewards, or the need for validation is thrown out of the window and a new self-image is created. This is a process that is getting kick-started in April, and we'll see the different phases of that in the coming months, all the way till January 2020. The first phase of it is always met with new information coming out, and we have seen that in the media, the secrets coming out, the underbelly of the society which we accept as a given, the abuse of power, the abuse of control and dominance of over the resources by a few, which we accept as normal. All of those informations coming out. Similarly, in our personal life, we'll see what are the impediments that are holding us back from the abundance, which are holding us back to get the kind of fulfillment we deserve in our material world as well as in our self-worth. So things will come out in the open, and they will be met with resistance. You will be met with resistance. You will be met with the resistance of both the authority figures of the people in your network who will resist the kind of initiatives that you're taking. There will be people who you will have power struggles with as a result of this as well, because you are becoming somebody else. You have the intent, you have the intensity that the other people have not seen before. So you will be met with certain challenges as a part of the cycle. But what is most beautiful is the rebirth of your self-esteem and the resources that comes from it all. We are reprogramming your self-worth and your net worth, and this is the process which is initiating right now. We have Jupiter, your ruling planet, in your sign this year. This is the biggest trump card you have this year. This is what happens once in 12 and a half years when we recreate the very frame by which we look at our life. We expand the frame of view we have of our life. We expand the sphere of influence we want to have. We expand the frame of resources that we want to have. So with that in your sign, we're looking to expand our future. And for that, there are certain things in our own personal being, in our own modus operandi, that need to be given up. There are certain impediments that need to be given up to us for us to evolve to the next level of growth. That is what you will be going to see during the course of April, in my view. I like to dig in deeper into that because this impacts you all the way till 2020. So first we'll do that, and then we'll go into the rest of the month, specifically for the full moon that is happening at the end of the month, which is focused on your big wealth. The focus is very much on your risk-taking capability and you expanding your resources, but the right way to do it, and the way to do it that adds to you for a longer period of time. So let's dig into the detail of things. You have the Midas touch. I think you are one of the signs who will create the next big wealth, who will create the next set of resources that we have never seen before. When Pluto comes in this house, it is the Midas touch. It is known to create people who create wealth and resources, worldly material resources, out of nothing. For example, Bill Gates. For example, Mark Zuckerberg. For example, I can go on the Steven Spielberg, Robert Downey Jr., Robert De Niro. United States of America. United States of America has Pluto in the second house. You are being gifted by a transit which will give you the intent and the intensity to get to the next level of material abundance. But in order to get there, in order to get it right, in order to get it more sustainably, there are a few things that will come out in the open during the course of April that we would be processing over the next couple of months. Let's dig in. Going into the detail of the first aspect that I want to talk to you about, which will impact you all the way till 12th of January 2020, which is Saturn and Pluto are coming in close proximity to each other this month in your house of resources. This is a cycle of getting your rightful share of worldly resources that is getting initiated in April, which will continue all the way till 12th of January 2020. We are looking at a kind of financial restructuring that we have not seen before, because that is a key part of this exercise on a material level, which means, and if you've not done that before, it would mean you realizing certain patterns of earning resources, certain patterns of expenses, certain patterns of talents that are not yielding the kind of value you want, or you not asking for the real value of your talents. Those kind of patterns come out in the open. And the desire to be in control of your financial independence goes up. The intensity to be of more value goes up. The change in valuation of your assets is a key part of this exercise. And these assets are your talents. These assets are your physical assets, your physical movable properties, and your bank balance. You're looking to enhance your worldly resources, and you are given the willpower, the intent, the intensity, and the stamina to undergo a rebirth of your earning, your self-worth, your resources, and your talents. That is the aspect you are gifted with right now. But Pluto and South Node, they show up together when our soul and our core is ready to evolve to the next level of growth, but we face limitations. We are not able to get to the level of financial abundance that we know we truly deserve, or we are not able to get to the level of kind of confidence that we want to exude. Saturn gives you the discipline, and it sort of pushes you to create the new boundaries, the new rules of the game, which means that you'll be working very, very hard on changing the skill set by which you earn money. And you have been probably working very hard on that. But there are certain things that are holding back the positives of it, the results of it. There might be certain belief system within us which are holding us back from getting there, the unconscious belief and the fears and the inner weakness to some extent, which is stopping us from confronting why we are not getting the value we truly deserve, that is sometimes needs to be given up. Those unconscious beliefs, those fears, they are removed when Ketu comes into picture in April all the way till May 2019. You are confronting those situations. You're giving up any kind of fear because the desire is revved up so much, because you ask for more, because you are desiring more. When you want more and you ask for more, the rule of the universe is that you get more. You're detaching from certain outdated ways of asking for value, outdated values, outdated spending, outdated assets. Success becomes more than just rewards, and the need for validation from external sources is given up. A new self-image is created. The process of rebuilding self-confidence and self-trust is at the core of this, because you realize that material resources are not what are filling you up. It doesn't mean that we go towards poverty. This is an aspect with Pluto in a house of abundance. Building wealth is inevitable. Building wealth is, I can almost say, a side effect of what's happening. Because at the material level, you're given the power to turn any financial situation around. You're given the clear insight into, this is like every sign has a certain asset, certain gift which we have been given by these aspects, depending on where Pluto, Saturn and South Node are coming together in our charts. For Sagittarius, for you, this is happening in financial abundance. You're being given the superpower, if I can call it, or the strength to realize what is of value, what is not. This is a keen insight that comes through. Investment value of things, whether this investment is worth it or not. You see value where others are not able to figure out how to generate value out of a situation. You see the true value of things and people. It gives you deep perception, an eye, a taste for valuable things, powerful confidence, powerful conviction to actually turn around financial situations. More importantly, the ability to be decisive in face of crisis. This is an ability that you will master, and it is your strength. Pluto will purify who you're becoming. It's making you into pure gold. The output of all of this exercise is you. What is becoming most valuable is you. You are the one with the Midas touch. You are the one being given the power to turn any financial situation around. Bill Gates has this by birth. Mark Zuckerberg, looking at the opposition that is coming and creating that into opportunities. This is in their DNA. Steven Spielberg, looking at the trends and creating value out of this in face of opposition, in face of criticism. Robert Downey Jr. exactly doing that. United States of America. Exactly. The United States of America has a Sagittarius ascendant, and it has Pluto in the second house, just like you. This is a complete change. This is like creating your gold standard, creating your currency into a gold standard, which United States of America did in the last cycle. You become the currency, you become the gold standard here. But there are patterns ingrained in our psyche that need to be released. And that's why Pluto and Ketu go beyond the surface. They go into the underbelly of things. And you will feel that your insides are being churned a little bit to bring out certain issues, to confront certain issues which you have not faced before. And they're required to be met head on. There will be disputes over money. There will be disputes about the true value of what you bring to the table. There will be questions about how your talents, what are they worth. There will be questions on your motivations. What is the value system that you're following? Because it's like when we are given more power, there's more responsibility. So a rebirth of resources cannot happen alone. A rebirth of value system needs to happen with it. We need to create a value system that can sustain that kind of wealth, that kind of power over a longer period of time. So are we defining ourselves too much by the external title, by the external validation, by how others see us? Or are we building us up from inside out? So it is your inner sense of worth, inner sense of self-trust that earns you outside power, that earns you the money, that earns you the prestige, it earns you the external power. There's a reverse of things. People wait for the external things to happen to feel safe inside, and you're being asked to work the other way around. You can turn anything into gold. But what is first being converted to gold is your inner sense of being, yourself, your sense of self, your sense of worth, the security that comes from inside, which is much more powerful, that people cannot go against. It is the most significant contribution that you're bringing to everybody. You are the biggest contribution. Your talent, your skill set, the kind of abilities that you're creating, that you're working hard on, that can influence and shape the material world. You are being given that kind of power. The taste, the perception, the keen perception, the powerful confidence, the ability to take these kind of difficult situations and turning them around. This is the ability to make something valuable to the world. This is the Midas touch. You can make something completely different from what it is right now. It's you have your pick. You have your pick right now. So I'm not going to tell you what kind of talents you should choose. There is no use of anybody doing that. You can choose anything right now and make it into valuable commodity. You have the discerning power. And security is what you feel inside. It's not an outside thing, and that is what Ketu wants to teach us. True security is confidence in you, is faith in you. And I don't want to keep saying that, but Sagittarius, Jupiter in your sign, Jupiter is a planet that expands whatever it touches. So it's touching you right now. The expansion is in your sphere of influence, in you. And that expansion happens in the direction where you direct it. It's not a directional, it's not a discretionary planet. It doesn't make a choice for you. You make a choice of the direction. You have the free will to make a choice of where do you direct this superpower to, this trump card to. Focus on what you want to grow and pursue for the next 12 years. You have the keen perception of what is worth pursuing, what is not. Who is worth pursuing, who's not. Because the next phase of success, which comes around July, is to merge with somebody. Merge with somebody in a deeper fashion. Merge with people of similar interests. Merge with people who are powerful, who bring this powerful destiny to reality with you together. So the next 1 or 2 months, especially April and May, you'll be working on redefining the rules by which you earn money, redefining the rules by which you get your worth, redefining the boundaries you have with others, which takes care of your self-worth. You will be creating the new rules and foundations of a new financial destiny. You will be taking a risk on your talents. You will be taking a risk by confronting certain things and people who are not honoring your self-worth. And it's not about getting into ego struggles. This is something I'm sorry I have to warn you about, because it will come with ego struggles. We are developing a healthy ego here. So if there are people who are telling you their real gaps, their friends who are telling you their real gaps and how you want to get there, we have to take those inputs. This is the month to unblock the issues. April and May are the months to unblock the issues. So the issues, when they come out, we have to face them, we have to confront them, we have to work on them, we have to create a new rule book in the next couple of months for us to work on. So this financial security, this material security, this output that we are meant to deliver to the world in form of our talents, it comes to fruition. You have given up some sort of security net. Some sort of safety net has been dissolved. All the aspects point towards that. With Uranus in your house of work, with last year North Node in your house of adventure, either a career change, a family structure change, place of living change, there is a security net that has been cut away. And now we are rebuilding who we are as a self-identity. Our self-worth is being recreated. This is a very powerful moment in your evolution. This is a very, very powerful time. This is the time when you start creating the kind of talents which will last you for a long time, which will be of value beyond your imagination. But you have to trust yourself and let go those fears, those inherent weaknesses which all of us have within our psyche, which stop us from taking a bet on our talents, from giving it all. Detach from that outdated mode of being. You have nothing to fear. Whenever there is heat that is coming your way, because when we rise in our confidence, when we rise in our power, there will be heat that will come our way. Consider that as a heat of endurance, which is coming in, the test of endurance that is coming in, and it's creating more liquid gold out of you. It's just drawing more gold out of you. I'll leave an article below. Hopefully you like it, which I had made some time back, and I think I really link this reading to that article. Look at that if you get time. Depending on the year of birth, there will be different areas of your life that you will be revolutionizing when you work on your self-worth, on your talents. If you're born between 1939 to 1956, you might be going into a publishing phase, a teaching phase, engaging more with people who are different from you, maybe marrying somebody who's completely different from you, or just going for a foreign trade. This is rebirth of your contribution to the world. You're trying to create a contribution to the world which is bigger than you. You go for philanthropy, for example. You're using your wealth as a power to help a larger set when that happens. I believe that's Bill Gates as well. 1956 to 1971 born. You will be revolutionizing the way a hierarchy is managed. So it's possible that you're becoming more powerful in an organization in terms of your career, in terms of your title there. Or all of Sagittarius, they have their natal Pluto in public houses. So the transformation that is happening within yourself, within your self-worth and your net worth is being shown in very, very public ways, in very visible ways. It's being shown by you becoming more visible in the society. If you are born between 1971 to 1983, it's possible that you're building a new business, a financial business, a business which is based on partnership with people, a business where you'll have to learn how to be in partnership with people, a business where you'll have to learn how to connect with people at a much wider scale, beyond you, in a very powerful way, and very powerful, overall very powerful business partners coming in your life, who are friends probably. If you're 1983 to 1995 born, you are completely rediscovering yourself. You thought that you didn't have those talents, and you rediscover your talents. They're inner talents that you discover, hidden talents that you did not know. Probably you're going in the field of spirituality, of things that you thought that you would not be basing your abundance on, but you would be. So you might be going into spirituality, healing, off the trodden path kind of talents. So there is a rebirth of your talents, a reprogramming of your self-worth and net worth, which is happening, which is very, very powerful across the board. There is a little bit of element of pleasures that comes with it. So our pleasures get intensified. Our need for pleasure gets intensified as well, whether it is physical or emotional in nature. So the sex life changes in very exciting way, very passionate sex life is experienced. And sometimes we try to get self-respect through going against the grain, going against traditions, breaking a taboo of sorts, marrying a person who's different completely from us, or from a different race, from a different background. There's something of a taboo breaking which happens in the area of taste and sex and love here. So this is my read of what's happening. This is just the start. I feel April is just a preview. This is something which will intensify. You'll see that again in July. We'll see a turnaround again in July when we have the eclipses happen in this area. and then we'll see another set get intensified around November. The result of all of that is pure gold. You're becoming more valuable as a resource to the world. You're becoming more valuable to you. Your sense of value is undergoing a rebirth here, and it's a very, 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 very positive position for Pluto to be in. Pluto loves to be here because it loves to generate wealth. It loves to generate worldly resources. So I think you'll feel it within you, and a completely new way of getting self-respect will come through. And I'm completely in awe. I know a lot of Sagittarius. I'm completely in awe of how they're redefining themselves. It reminds me of Beethoven, who, by the way, had that aspect and was a sun in Sagittarius. He's an eternal talent. Beethoven is an eternal talent. But his greatest work came in the last 15 years after he had gone through a crisis, after he had lost his hearing. He was always a musical talent, but once he lost his hearing, his late period as it's defined in arts, that became the most valuable piece of work that he's left behind, which all of us listen to. Last Quartet, Ninth Symphony. His work of the late period is the best work he's done. And that is the time just after he could not perform in public. The lucrative source of income was taken away, and a new talent came out, which was raw, which was real, which was just something which has touched all of us for ages. You are an eternal talent. You have to believe that this is an aspect which is a gift, and that is how it should be treated. So good luck for that. I'll dig into the rest of the month now. We are currently in the season of Aries, which is a fiery season. It's a season of change. It's a season of taking initiative. It is a season of taking a little bit more risk on yourself. It is a season when we are sort of told to not think too much. Don't overthink the opportunities, but go and grab the opportunities that are being shown to us. And for you specifically, because you are a fire sign, this is the season to make things happen. And you have a beautiful new moon that has happened on 5th of April. I spoke about it in a separate video as well, but that is a new moon of passion, which is going to have an impact on you all the way till 19th of April. You're looking to start something which is based on taking more risk on your creativity. It could be a new business venture. It could be you investing further into your business ventures. It could be you making an investment which might be deemed a little bit risky in nature, or you taking risk in your personal life by going for a romance of your lifetime, by investing more into a romance of your lifetime, or going to the next step by having a child with somebody you're passionate about. So this is about, the intent is to bring more joy to you, to boost you, to energetically support your ambitions. And right now, Sun is moving ahead of the personal planets. It's the time to act, to not overthink, to go for the things that we have not done before, to sort of pioneer something in the field of creativity, to pioneer something that you've been motivated for a long time to do, but maybe you did not feel the intensity to do it or the impetus to do it. This is the time when you'll feel the courage and the impetus to do things, to take a risk. You'll feel ready to go for it, ready to start things, and it is the time to start things. And if you have not yet initiated something, 14th of this month is a very, very positive and lucky day, if I can call it, for you specifically, because Sun and Jupiter are meeting together in your house of luck and in your sign on 14th of April. This is a very, very lucky day. This is a day to initiate something or do something that you felt has not been, that you've not been able to do before. And something might fall in place. Something that you've been hoping for, that you've been passionate about, whether it is an area of your business life or in your personal life, which could be a romance or a child, conception of a child, or conception of a business, or reaching the next level of growth in your business. And that could happen, and that would be a very, very positive thing that comes through around 14th of April, especially if your planet's around 24 degree of Sagittarius, or if you're born around 16th of December. 14th of April is a great day of something coming through. I think that's a very, very positive and a good news day. 14th and 15th of April overall are very, very positive for you. We have the Leo moon, which is positively aspecting you. So you feel fired up to do something new. You feel fired up and you get some glimmer of hope. You get a first sign of success. Irrespective of the degrees, you'll see a sign of success comes through if you have taken an initiative, if you have taken a risk on yourself, if you've initiated a new business venture, if you've initiated a new romance, if you have tried to get pregnant, you'll see the first sign of success around 14th of April in my view. And this is not coming without its challenges. You have gone through the tests. You have gone through the whole process over the course of last month of rebuilding your confidence, rebuilding to some extent your home and family life, rebuilding how you want to be in a family structure, how you want to feel secure, what is your safety net. So it has come through a lot of challenges in the past, and this is the reward of it all. But the thing to be mindful about is that your planet, your ruling planet Jupiter, will be retrograde over the next couple of months. So what happens is that, in my view, a door opens around 14th of April or a few days before or after that, and then you are left to your own accord to figure out what you want to make out of that opportunity, how you want to grow it. And you will also come with the realization that it might take more time for that opportunity to become as big as you want it to be, to become of the shape and the form you want it to become. There's nothing wrong in that. It just means that we have to work till June maybe for it to grow to the next level. June is when we reach a midpoint, when we reach a middle ground of figuring out how to make this opportunity work to the level you want it to be. And the specific degrees, in my view, who are blessed by growing this opportunity for the second time are 14 degree to 24 degree of Sagittarius, which is around 6th of December to about 16th of December. 6th to 16th of December, these are also the degrees, especially the 6th and the 7th of December. I've spoken about it earlier. All the new moons have been happening around 6th or 7th of December. So there have been a lot of new phases, new starts, which are sort of happening for you. You're reaching a new phase there. And as that's happening, now we get a second go. We get a second go to grow it to the next level, to reconsider some of the things that we've not considered before and make them more lucrative over the course of next couple of months. And this realization might come around 16th to 17th of April. So just be a little bit aware of it, that you might realize soon after that there is more effort required for it to become as big as you want it to be. On 17th of April, we have Mercury move into your house of joy, and then 20th, Venus moving into your house of love. These are beautiful times ahead. The next couple of weeks, you'll feel the overflow of creativity. You'll feel the positivity come through as well. But before we get there, on 19th of April, we have a full moon which is happening in your house of hopes and dreams and big wealth. This happened towards the end of April, towards the end of March as well. This is the second full moon which is happening focused on your big wealth, on your friends, on your network and your hopes and dreams. This is the support structure that gets you to the next level in your professional growth. This is your fan set. This is your friends network. These are business influential people. This is your network who's helping you get built to the next level. And that comes into focus and reconsideration between 19th of April to 4th of May. But specifically around 19th of April, all the way till 22nd and 24th of April, 19th to 22nd, 23rd of April, these are very, very volatile, if I can call it, days. These are the days of things changing very quickly. And it's possible that if a relationship, a business relationship, is not serving you well, that there is an element of imbalance in, it might come to an end. And I'm sorry to say that, but this is sometimes what happens with full moon in the last degree of a cardinal sign. Some quick endings sometimes happen because they are not in line with your destiny going forward. and Uranus is opposing it, you're feeling this strong intent inside to be free in how you want to operate. You want to have freedom in your way of operation. You want to have freedom in your work schedule. You want to have freedom of creativity in what you do. You want to have more innovation in what you do, which might require that your goalpost might need to change. The people who you work with might need to change. Your business network might need to change. The dreams that you have, the vision that you have of your life, maybe that needs to be changed. So something is brought to light in my view between 19th of April towards the end of the month to tell you that things may be out of balance. And there's a completion of a cycle, even if I can call it falling out or cutting cord with somebody in your business network, which could happen at that time, mainly driven by the fact that you want more freedom, more innovation, more breathing space, or that relationship could evolve to the next step. That relationship could evolve to a very different place. And these are the ways differently that we can handle that aspect, by being aware of it. That's what is coming. We might feel very restless to do something at that point in time. There might be some hidden agendas that might come to light as a part of that full moon. There might be your own hidden desires that might come into open that you were not vocalizing earlier. This is the aspect which wants you to work on the dreams that you want, the vision that you want, that is based on your authentic truth. So if something is being forced upon you, you will revolt it, in my view. Because you want to have the creative freedom. You've just had the new moon in an area of taking risk on yourself, and when that happens, we want to do what we think is right for us, for our creative freedom. We want to pursue that. We want to pursue our passions. So that sometimes comes with trying to balance your network, your friends group along with it. The people who support you might change. You become more visible to a larger set of people here. And there's a completion of cycle which might come with it. The social image that you have, the external image that you have, will also come into focus here. Specifically, if you're born around 20th to 21st of December, or if you have planets around 29 degree of Sagittarius, this gives you the impetus to change your goalpost, to shift your goalpost, to shift your vision, to shift who you want to become as a public personality. It gives you the impetus to change the people who will build you up. It gives you the impetus to detach from any fears you had from getting there. It gives you a reset. And on 22nd and 23rd of April, I feel you will be much more emotionally resetted. You will feel very reset at that time. This is the full moon which is happening at 29 degree of Libra. It is in symbolic astrology, it is shown as 3 mounds of knowledge on a philosopher's head. This is an aspect which is known to make us wiser. We have learned a lot over the last 6 months about what we want, about what we want to go for, who our friends are. And that all is being brought to culmination with this full moon. It's a very, very beautiful full moon. When a moon happens in Libra, it's very balanced. But because of the Uranus aspect to it, there is an end of a cycle and a new cycle begins, which is more authentic to you. That gives you more freedom in how you operate. So just be aware of this happening. 22nd of April is when that aspect is exact of Uranus meeting Sun in your house of work, in your house of work environment. On 27th of April, Mars and Neptune are working together. The end of the month is when Pluto and Saturn will be very, very strong. So you feel the pressure to perform. You feel the pressure to rebuild your financial destiny. You also realize what are the boundaries required, what are the new rules required to make it all happen. But on 27th of April is a day which in partnership turns, because Mars is in your house of partnership. So you're working hard on your partnership, whether it is your business partnership or your home partnership. You're working very, very hard on them, and there might be some misleading information that might be happening on 27th of April. So I want you to be a little bit careful. Do not sign anything on 27th of April, especially if you're born, if you have planets around 17 or 18 degree of Sagittarius, which is, I believe, around 9th of December. Yeah, 9th of December. So if you're born around 9th of December, or if your planets around 17, 18 degree of Sagittarius, I would suggest you do not, especially related to real estate, related to contracts, related to partnerships, try to not sign something on 27th of April. Do not commit something on 27th of April. You might feel that you're being asked to do something that you don't really agree with, but in the moment, because of the pressure you feel, you are agreeing to it. So be a little bit mindful of 27th of April. Try to not sign off on something on that day. So this is the month, and beautiful, beautiful, passionate energy which is there. It's gonna feel like you feel revved up this month, and that's the way to be. Pluto and Saturn, South Node, they're removing the impediments to your resources. They're removing the impediments to your forward movement, and you will experience a beautiful resource growth going forward with that, a beautiful talent growth that you'll experience going forward, and I'm looking forward to having that experience with you. Thank you so much for sticking with me, and it's 14th April is my birthday, so we've been out for celebrating that, and I'm sorry about the delay in coming forth with this, but I hope this helps you for a longer period of time. Thank you so much, and have a great rest of the month ahead. I'll see you in May. Thank you.